And I made it up here to the quarry. I don't know, this is like a mill or something like that, but so I'm up here, up Little Comet Canyon. This is the quarry trail. I ran this the other night actually. If you want to check that run out, you can check it out on Strava. As well as this one, you can check out this one on Strava. I track all my runs usually, unless something happens or it fails or something like that. But welcome. So this trail, Little Comet Canyon, I used to run this trail a lot after high school. I ran it like every weekend, and it's one of my favorite trails. It looks like it snowed a lot the other day when when I went. It was raining that night, the other night when I went. So I wanted to go on this little adventure today and film, because I was recently editing some footage for my brother on one of his runs. He ran the Maroon Bells Loop, is what he was calling it, in Colorado, and I edited that video for him. You can check out the link. There will be a link in the description for that video. I was able to edit the video like 95%. I wasn't able to do like a really good final pass because my computer decided to die on me. Not fun. Computer troubles. But finally got that up for him. About a week overdue where I wanted it to be, but oh well. What can you do when you have computer troubles? So, but in editing that video, I realized a few things. My brother needs to work on his filmmaking skills, especially since he's filming on a camera, a phone, like I am right now. So this video right now is my 10 tips for filming on your camera, on your phone, if you're doing like adventure videos like this, or vlogs, or whatever. So, 10 tips, here we go. If you guys want a better explanation of all the tips that I'm going to give you, go see my blog post. I make much better explanations there than I will here. But here's tip number 1. Think of the story that you're going to tell. Consider your audience. Basically what this means is have a beginning, middle, and end to your video. Also, whenever you have different little segments within your video, have a beginning, middle, and end. Tell the story that you want to tell. Make sure it makes sense. Think of your audience so that they don't get bored. Tip number 2, people, places, and experiences are interesting. So make sure you consider that you capture those things as you are making your video. So for example, I'm filming my face. Get facial expressions. Places are interesting, experiences. I always consider I'm filming my experience of like running and doing hiking and things like that. So consider those things. Make your video fun for people to watch. Number 3, capture your story in order. If you do this, it makes video editing much easier. Basically, consider your whole process. If so, for example, there's a helicopter coming up the canyon, and they're going fast. Yeah, capture your story in order. So, like for me, like filming right now, every clip that I capture, I will just drag and drop into my timeline, and that'll make it a lot easier to like edit. I can just clip each video clip, and drag and drop them in place. It makes it so much faster. Number 4, keep your clips short and very to the point. It depends on the clip. Like these are going to be longer if I'm talking, but if I'm going to edit a bunch of little clips together, keep your clips like 2 to 5 seconds. Then you don't have to scroll through and delete a bunch of footage if you film like 30 seconds worth of footage. Another big thing with this one, keeping your clips short, is capturing a lot of clips. this is important so that you can get more of your story, show more of what's going on. But then you also have to consider the last tip, number 3, keeping them in order so that you can edit faster. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier when you're editing to put a bunch of short clips together than a bunch of long ones and just delete a bunch of footage, because you lose a bunch of the story that way. Transition. All right, number 5, keep your footage steady. Basically what this means is keeping your footage smooth so that it's not super shaky. This is really hard for like adventure vlogging and things like that, because you're holding your camera. Let me show you what I've got set up right here. Okay, so what I've got my trekking pole. This is hard to do with not 3 hands. So this is where I put my phone, right here. So this is a rig that is adjustable. And I basically got a clamp to my pole, a ball joint right here. And I'll take better pictures of this for the on the blog post. But there's a ball joint, and then this camera phone adapter that holds the phone. And then I've got my mic. This is actually my first time using this mic for filming on my phone. I bought this mic because it's able to plug in and use the camera battery instead of having its own internal battery. So yeah, this system works really well for keeping things steady. Basically what I'm able to do is, if my camera's on the end of this, I can hold my shot up and hold my camera a little more steady. It allows me to get my hands farther away from the camera and makes my shots a little more smooth. I mean, I hope it makes a difference. I haven't really compared the difference, but this is a technique that they use in normal filmmaking and stuff all the time. But the nice thing about having it on the stick is I can also get different types of selfie shots and different type of shots like that. I can also take my stick and throw it in the ground, yeah, like this one was, and have my camera on the stick so that I can do third-person shots. Yeah. Yeah, so I made it to my destination. Okay, so this is Tanner's Flats Campground. The first time I came up here, or the first couple times, I did not realize how long of a journey it was, even though, well, I thought it was a much longer journey than it actually is. That's what I'm trying to say. Now that I run it, it's much easier than the first couple times. When I was younger and I would run this trail, I would run it in like, it would usually take me a whole movie soundtrack, so like 45 minutes to run to the top. And I thought it was sweet that it only taken me like 15 to 20 minutes to run down, because I would like haul really fast going down the hill. Yeah, nowadays this distance is really not that hard. It's only a 6-mile round trip, but it is uphill a long ways. So I want to tell you actually a little story, another thing. There was one time I was up here and it was snowing. It was spring, and it was a early spring day, and it was raining, overcast. And as it was raining on me and I got up higher, it started snowing. And because it was springtime, there was a bunch of really cool, the greenery, the leaves and stuff were all green, but there's this like really light layer of frost. That's like one of those like defining moments for me that like really, I don't know, has affected my character. I don't know, it's just something I remember where it's just a really pretty moment in my life. So, yeah, let's continue on those video filming tips. Okay, tip number 6, keep your filming techniques consistent. So for example, you are static. You're not connected to me anymore. I haven't used a tripod setup so far on this run. Yeah, so basically keep your filming techniques consistent. So there's different types of filming techniques. You can do pans, you can do like up and down, you can do like in and outs, you can do static shots like this. Keep your shots consistent. So if you're panning to the right, continue to pan to the right. There's also like different lines. If you notice when they, well, let me just draw a picture for you. Okay, so you see my stick here, the hiking stick? So when they film a conversation, you'll have two subjects, one person here and one person here. And when they're filming, the two people, they will never, they'll film from one side. So let's say the camera is right here. They'll film from this side over the shoulder of this person filming that person. And what they will do is then when they cut to this person talking, they will switch to that side where the camera's there facing that way. That way when you're filming from this angle towards this person over this person's shoulder, and then you move over here to this side, you switch sides of the people. So you can think of this line here as a rule. You can't cross to the other side of the line, because if you go from this cut to this cut and now have this person talk, the conversation makes sense when you go from one side to the other. However, if you go from this cut to the opposite side, you like mix your audience up and you don't know where you're actually at in the video. And the same thing can occur when you're making edits, because you can also take your audience and see how when I came from back there, you can do an edit like this where you cut the clip and you do the edit like this where you edit the clip. You see what I just did there? So you can use like imagery to show like my action where my hand is. So you can either edit on the action, or you can like show action twice, multiple times. And that way the video makes more sense to your audience from the camera's perspective. So this is something that I always consider when filming, is like where my audience is viewing, what they see. I do this more with like my parkour videos. It's not as essential with like vlog style, because it's more the experience or the information, but yeah. All right, let's move on. So this next one is probably the hardest to do. Number 7. Number 7 is about talking into the camera. I'm not very good at talking to the camera. I make funny noises and go blah and stuff like that. But basically what you have to consider is you've got an audience that you're talking to, so talk to them. My brother's actually gotten really good at this recently. Talking just takes practice. Yeah, so one of the things that I do to make it easier for myself is I consider what I'm going to talk about before I get to it, and that's what I've been doing on this video. And then I will keep it very brief. That way I don't say and stutter and just ramble on and things like that. So yeah, you want to avoid your ums. You want to avoid repeating yourself. You want to avoid like stutters and things like that. And that really just takes practice. See, there I go again. It's just the way that we talk. But on video, if you say that a lot, it can get annoying. Basically, one thing that I did when I first started like videoing myself, I guess, was I would video myself on my phone, and I would talk about something, a subject or whatever. Just tell you. I mean, you can even just say how your day went. But then watch the video back later and think about what you can do to improve. Don't post the video, just delete it. Make your video talking abilities much better that way. Number 8. Basically, pictures are nice, but video is always better. Sometimes people put pictures in their videos. Just take videos instead. It looks a lot better. This really isn't a big one, but you can use pictures if you're trying to tell a certain bit of information that you can't always add, like a slideshow or whatever. But if you're making an action video, just use video. It's always better. Number 9. Number 9. Know the limits of your camera. One of the things I always like to do is look at this camera settings and all those things and like test it and different things. like low lighting, close-ups. Most phones don't zoom. I mean, they have your digital zoom, but that will usually make the footage really grainy. If you need to get closer to a subject, just get closer. I know that does affect your like focal length and stuff, but on a phone, yeah. Oh, another big one. The worst thing. Okay, so sometimes when I'm doing parkour, here's that log I went under before. Sometimes when I'm doing parkour, people will film me, but they're like 30 feet away. Come closer. Like, ask me if you want to film. That way you can get a better shot. Usually it's okay if your subject or your like this. If I go off camera, you can you still know that I'm here. You still know what's going on. It's okay if I get cut off like halfway sometimes, as long as there's like action and things, whatever, blah blah blah. You can still get a sense for what's going on. You can get pretty close. That's one thing with my parkour videos. I'm okay sometimes with the subject getting out of the shot, especially if you got multiple subjects you're filming. But I don't know. Yeah, just consider like the limits of. All right, and tip number 10, last of all, go and film what interests you most. Literally, just go and film it right now if you need to. In today's world, the ability to film and to post and share is so much easier than it used to be. I keep getting caught up on branches. Other YouTubers have said this. Basically, just go out and do it now. If you're afraid that you don't have people to share it with, it's okay. You still have like family and stuff. Just share it with them. That's one of the nice things about what I've been doing with my brother. I had the idea a while back to share videos and ask questions specifically to my brothers, and we've kind of been doing that a little bit with our running. So now I'm excited that it's actually happening. So just going out and do it. All right, guys, have fun watching the rest of the video. I'll get a couple more clips to end it out. I'm still very high up on the trail, and I just want to enjoy it and run. So yeah, have fun watching the rest of the video. Go out and have fun filming your own adventures. Share your videos in the description below. I'd like to see what you guys are doing. Have a good one. See you guys later. Steep. It's fun to run down this in the summertime, but when it's winter and slippery, it's not as fun. Man, I feel so silly. I totally went for a run, blah blah blah, was filming, put my hiking sticks on the ground. Lo and behold, I left them right where I put them. I don't know how I packed up my bag and just took off. Make sure you have all your stuff whenever you take breaks. That's how I found some nice gloves one day up in the mountains. They must have fallen out of somebody's pack, but now they're mine. But these hiking poles could have been somebody else's gift, along with my camera rig, which would have been sad to miss. All right, let's go back to the car. I had to drive back up the canyon a little ways to get these. Let's see, should I just go back straight up the road? Maybe. Okay. See you guys.